We may have to do another session with this. I don't know if I'm going to make it through. I'll try for at least another hour.
We're fine, come on. Get away from me. It might be possessed by a demon or something.
And you're not.
But isn't he a demon
That's
himself?
not what I wanted to make. I just wanted to surprise you with a stuffed animal or just something to cheer you up. That looks like it came straight out of a horror movie.
He slumped his shoulders and looked down at his feet.
It's okay. You don't need to look so dejected.
There you go. You got that.
I mean, it's certainly unique.
It's always like a mask.
You can have it.
You want to make... He's scared for his life because of that thing. You want to make him have it?
Yes.
All right.
I don't want it.
What? I understand, but no thanks.
Then we'll give it to Sam.
Why is it all...
Here you go. It's exactly like your heart.
That's too bad. Are you sure? I picked up the doll and waved it around him. It was funny teasing him.
Help! It's gonna kill me!
It's alright, I'll stop.
Anyway, I'm heading back to help out with the food. You can come over if you're hungry.
I think I'll go with you then.
Oh, look, new art.
This room seems very dark.
Something smells good. Why is there candles in here? There's a light fixture above our heads.
Why is it so dark?
What are those things on the fucking cabinets?
Flowers? They look 3D.
They're not, but they look weird.
The
I guess they're
background-
meant to be vases, but there's barely any flowers in them.
The curtains looks very 3D. The flowers look 3D.
Dunno. It does look weirdly like a CG constructed room, but I don't think it is. Something smells good. My stomach rumbled in agreement. I was starving.
Oh, the girl's awake.
I have a name, you asshole.
Yes, it's called Solidus Snake. Right?
We're on the same wavelength, I guess.
What do we say about this? You've done it once in this.
I genuinely don't remember these lines. I'm just reacting how I think the character would react.
Should we really care?
Oh!
Throw the doll at his face.
Sam, I will roast that tongue
it
for
is James.
dinner if it doesn't stop flapping in that idiotic mouth of yours.
Please do it. I'd love to see that.
Whatever.
I apologize for his attitude.
It's not your fault.
That's fine.
Good.
You've honestly been the
I
most
hope
civil to
you'll
me
enjoy
this
the
whole
meal we
time.
prepared for you.
Yeah. Meal.
For a second, my mind didn't understand what James meant. Maybe it was the dog getting into my head and distracting me. Ah, that's right. Damien and Matthew mentioned they were making dinner as an apology. They said that like 6
I'm
times.
kind of scared to see what they made us.
Oh,
I have very high standards.
We
you
insist.
didn't have to.
Besides, it's quite impossible to undo our cooking, even if you command us to.
What does that mean? Yeah, sure, we'll take it.
Sweet.
Matthew put down the last of the plates on the table and bowed a bit exaggeratedly to me, gesturing to the table with a sweeping motion.
I'm kind of scared.
There we go. Dinner's all served.
Oh god. The table was filled with various foods from an eclectic selection of cuisines. One portion of the table was filled with elegantly plated Asian foods, and another portion some yummy-looking desserts. And there was yet more and more plates than I could possibly have imagined. Whoa, that's a lot of food. Where did you get the ingredients for all these?
Who paid for this?
We hope you enjoy it, my sweet.
Ah!
Stay back, otherwise I'll kick you in the face.
What? Sweet me?
That's enough, Eric.
You're no fun, James.
I don't need to be fun, Eric. Miss, please follow me.
Oh god, I have so many issues with this.
Don't.
Okay, press H. Because I'm seeing his other arm.
Okay, his
it's-
arms do match. It's something. He's got a weird thing going on with his coat.
Okay. Everything about that looks wrong, and everything about that looks wrong.
His face isn't terrible. His ears are a bit weird.
But hers.
She doesn't even have any ears.
Now look at her face.
Yeah, it's her eyes mostly, and the nose is a little.
Big.
I don't know. Her design is just very inconsistent.
Yeah. Anyways.
I didn't know what came over me, whether it was his politeness or maybe his power, but I couldn't help but take his offered arm. James seemed very kind and intelligent, but aside from that, there was something that set him apart from his brothers. Not to mention, he didn't really seem to hold much appreciation for them.
Miss, I have to ask.
Is he half
Why do you
human?
live alone?
No, I don't think so. Why do you live here alone? Oh, well, it's kind of a long story. It dates back to yesterday, when my grandfather died, and I inherited this mansion.
Yeah.
That's the whole story.
I'm all ears if you wish to tell.
Do you want to tell him the story?
No.
No? No? Give them all the cold shoulder?
Yes.
No. Mister no want to talk about it.
Very well. Here's your seat then.
Let me get your chair for you, lovely lady.
You stay the fuck away from me.
I will punch you in the dick.
Eric was very charming, and his smile pulled at my heart. The way he kept flirting with me definitely designated him as the charmer of the demons. There was little distance in his eyes. I should say.
By the way, I apologize for my behavior earlier. Stealing your second kiss like that.
Huh? Oh yeah, when I didn't believe they were incubi. It's fine. I mean, you didn't just get up and grab a kiss for no reason, like a certain someone.
I'm not as forward, unlike Sam.
Suddenly, Eric leaned in and whispered in my ear.
I won't lie, though. I enjoyed kissing you and feeling you melt in my arms.
I was torn between smacking him and trying to play it cool.
Smack him.
Revenge!
No! That's going to sting.
Sorry, I panicked.
I didn't intentionally plan this.
No, I was expecting that.
But why are you being such a little bitch about it? I drew my attention back to the dishes. I was both intrigued and slightly scared by the amount of food they made. Seeing my expression, Eric leaned forward and proudly smiled, gesturing to all the dishes with a dramatic sweep of his
I
arm.
made almost all of the dishes myself.
Humorously enough, Matthew looked at him with a shocked expression, as if he was betrayed. His face his face changed instantly to that of a
And
frown.
I'm the Queen of the Nile.
Well, hello, Queen Cleopatra. I'm Isabel.
What's that supposed to mean?
Me, you, and James did the work together, dummy.
It's you, James, and I, Matthew.
Oh, he's one of those assholes. I'm not gonna lie, I think I like James the most so far.
Little boys will always make mistakes.
Matthew looked at James in disbelief, probably for siding with Eric, and he annoyingly swiveled back to Eric to confront him.
I'm not a little boy. I'm barely a year younger than you.
Wait, what? They're less than a year apart. Somehow I don't believe this.
Neither do I.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
Now that I'll give him. I really couldn't help but laugh. Matthew seemed very much like a kid. He was adorable. However, I couldn't help but feel like in the way he was much more mature than the others, especially Eric.
Huh? Is
Do you
something
not
funny?
remember what happened in the foyer with the doll? Oh, nothing. Thank you for the meal, all of you.
You're welcome, miss.
Such a well-mannered young lady. Beautiful inside and out.
Eric, knock it off.
Oh, no. In agreement with Matthew, Sam cocked up his head and glared at Eric.
Seriously, you're getting really annoying with that suck-up act.
I want to hit them all.
It was obvious that all of them?
Well, maybe not Matthew. He's too pure.
But James, though.
Well,
You for being a dick. You for being...
smart ass.
Yeah, smartass. Yeah, I was trying to think of the proper word for it, but I couldn't remember. And him for being a flirt.
Yeah.
It was obvious that Sam was the... I can't even say it with a straight face.
Then just
The
insert bad boys.
Bad boy of the
What
group.
you do?
He had this big, tough act. And it was obvious it was physically stronger than the rest of the guys. Yeah, sure, that was real obvious. And I was kicking his ass
Where's
earlier.
his muscles?
There was more to him than that.
I'm just trying to be a gentleman. The young girl has already gone through so much. She deserves a good treatment.
There's a difference
I'm not
between
sure what
being
you're...
a gentleman and being an obnoxious flirt.
Schooled even by James. You're gonna need some cold water for that burn.
There's not enough room for any more characters on the screen.
Press H to see how squished in they are.
Matthew's getting pushed off the edge.
Poor Matthew.
By the way, I don't believe
they're
you
all
taught your
gone now.
name, even though you know each of us.
I'm Isabel.
It's a pleasure
Isabel
to
Snake.
finally know your name.
I was adopted by Solid Snake.
Are you implying that Snake is his surname?
I don't actually know he has a surname.
I don't think he does. His real name is David, but we never find out his surname.
His real name is what?
His real name is David. I'm dead serious. Just like his voice actor.
Which game do we find this out in?
The end of MGS1.
I really need to
He
finish it.
Whichever ending you get determines who he escapes with, and he tells that person his real name. And the names are a reference, because it's easy to think, oh, they named him after his voice actor, but actually, if he escapes with Hal, it's a reference to the robot Hal and the main character David from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Or if he escapes with Meryl, she is from another Kojima game called Police Knots, and in that, she was in love with a character called Dave.
God damn it, Kojima! His name is Dave Snake.
We should point out that Dave from Police Knots is not nearly as cool. In many ways, he's like Matthew.
Pure Christian boy.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to finally know your name.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
Get out of here.
We don't want pure Christian boys.
The adults are talking. They were all comfortable around me, despite the awkward situation we were in. It's as if it was natural to them to be around humans. I guess that's just how incubi worked. You know, what with them having to use us as a food source and all.
Yeah.
But I was still curious about one thing.
Excuse me.
All at once, they looked at me. I didn't know why, but having them all look at me made me feel kind of important. Like a queen or something.
I want you all to try and seduce me.
It's almost like this is a power fantasy for people who like visual novels.
Yeah.
What is it, miss?
I wanted to thank you for the food, but I still want to know why you all came here. I feel like I don't quite understand. Understand? Yeah, like being told a bunch of incubi randomly appeared in your house was perfectly understandable.
Oh, how do we explain?
We were attacked. We came here to heal. What's so difficult to understand?
Who were you attacked by?
Now you're just being rude, Sam.
And why specifically this house?
I'm just saying. How is that difficult to understand?
It's not difficult to understand. You're just missing like all of the crucial details leading up to and beforehand.
Yeah. Why were you attacked? What? How close to the house were you attacked?
Who attacked you?
Yeah. Do we need to call someone? Do we need to get this reported?
Were you slashed with a knife or were you shot with a gun? That makes a hell of a difference.
Yeah. Details, dude. Details.
I'm just saying, how is that difficult to understand? No, I mean, what specifically happened?
Well, you see, we've been traveling around for quite some time now. Just recently we came into town, but we were jumped by this band of misfits. So, in order to escape and heal, we came here for shelter. Again, we apologize for the mess we made.
It's fine, I guess. So you're all better now, right?
Yup, all
You can
thanks
all
to you.
leave now,
Yeah.
right?
Get the
Only
fuck out.
2 of them healed.
Well, unless they have healing powers.
I guess so, but then why did he need to kiss you?
Accelerating?
I guess so.
You see, beautiful, we feed on sexual energy. But we don't just get it from kissing lovely ladies such as yourself. We can simply touch someone's hand to obtain sexual energy. Everyone carries sexual energy, you know.
She just looks at her hand and just like, ew, ew. Oh, I need a shower.
Every time he talks, I just want to take
Like, I get what he's going for, but all I can think of is like, wait, do you drain the residue from when people last masturbated or something? Like, what are you talking about?
We're being demonetized for sure. We're not even monetized, but
They're gonna double demonetize us. Like, this video's never making money. Never.
never.
We can simply touch someone's hand to obtain sexual energy. I was still in shock about their powers. It wasn't just kisses that gave them power. It was anything physical. Wait a minute, why the fuck did you need to kiss me then?
Yeah, you could have just hugged me.
These incubi intrigued me, but at the same time, I could almost hear a warning siren going off in
Is
my
there
head.
anything else you wish to know?
Is there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah.
Well, oh, what's that sound? Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police.
What do you all plan to do now?
Yeah, what are we gonna do now, James?
That is a very good question. We just got here, and surely we'll be hunted again if we leave.
No,
We
you're
can
not
take
staying
'em
here.
Easily.
Yeah, that worked out so well for you last time, didn't it?
We'll just send
Not
Sam
without
out and
more
maybe
training,
Eric.
Sam. The result of that was clearly evident in our last encounter with them.
At that moment, I didn't know what came over me, but I
Don't-
suddenly felt sorry
No,
for them.
Only feel sorry for 3 of them. The other 2 can get out.
They couldn't possibly survive out there. They didn't know it was illegal to break into people's houses. They probably didn't know a bunch of other stuff. They probably would cause chaos all over town. That's what you're concerned about? Or on the flip side, they could be taken in for questioning and be poked and prodded like lab frogs for research. That was even worse. But most of all, they reminded me of back then. The what? Is she having a flashback to when she was dissecting a frog? Like, what?
I was standing in alone. The entire class was filled with laughter and chatter, but I stood in the midst of it, quiet and alone. It was strange seeing a whole world pass in front of me with such vibrancy while I stood there. On the plus side, I wasn't engaged in any of the drama that might have arisen, like scribbling on someone else's paper for revenge or kicking someone too hard. It was kind of nice just standing back and watching things pass and life go on. I had long before convinced myself that I preferred being alone. I often said to myself in encouragement, yeah, I want to be alone. There's no one I like better than me, so I ought to spend more time with myself.
This is a little too close to home.
It's okay, right?
But there was a certain... Yeah, sorry.
But there was a certain bitterness that, coupled with being alone, just made me feel sad. There was a difference between being alone and lonely, and I just didn't realise at that moment. Even after that moment, my father, my mother, there was no one to turn to. I was so lonely. That's when I decided on it right then. I was going to see my grandfather. I didn't care if my father wouldn't take me. I was going to walk over there and see what he had to say about it. I'd never met him before that, so what better time to see him then?
The what? Okay, that...
I had never seen him before that. What better time to see him then?
Oh, I didn't even realise the sentence was fucked up. But more importantly, she didn't actually get to go to her grandfather's parent. She was going there on her own for a while, and I guess the parents just relented.
If no one else was going to help me with what I was feeling, I might as well have turned to him.
But you don't know him.
So after school, I decided to walk there. I had no idea how to get there, and I was armed with only a scrap of paper with the address scribbled on it. As a 7-year-old, I obviously had great ideas.
Where did you even get the address from?
Address book?
Yeah. I soon became lost, and like always I did when I felt lost, I just stood there on the sidewalk, back pressed against the wall and eyes looking at strangers passing by. And like always, people continued to pass by and life continued to go on.
If you speak up, maybe. I was sadder than ever, and I had ended up in a situation I was originally in. Nothing had changed, and I thought that I was silly for even thinking I could change things with my own hands. That wasn't until a voice brought me back to reality.
Hun, is that you?
What are the fucking odds?
I looked up and I saw an unfamiliar face, but it was obvious whoever that was talking to me and knew who I was.
Oh no. My parents warned me about this. Don't talk to strangers in bow ties.
And from that moment, things began to change. Life
Especially
began
not if they
moving
lead you
in
off to a-
thirsty joy.
Especially not if they lead you off to a magical blue box. You
And I
okay?
realized things were going to be moving along. I might need a break from this game. Suddenly I'd become a part of the crowd that moved like a blur past me, and I was no longer someone who stood still and watched others hurry past me. Life had changed, I had changed. Because that very person who had found me that day was my grandfather, who I'd never met before.
Yep, he told me he was my grandfather.
If I had the opportunity to help them, though, would I? I wanted to, but I wasn't sure if that was exactly the best idea. After all, 5 demons in my house wasn't exactly the living arrangement I had imagined when I first moved in. There was a matter of making sure no one found out about their powers, and then thinking them as lab reps had made my stomach go queasy. And even if they passed for humans, how would I explain having guys living in my house? Imagine if my friends came over. They would practically think I was part of a harem or something.
What's this? Who left his lampshade here?
Oh god, imagine if my parents came over. I think my mom would faint.
Oh, our little girl's all grown up. Way too fast, way too fast.
Who knows what my dad would do? I think he would have them arrested on the spot.
You probably should.
Yeah. This was hard. Maybe I should have written out pros and cons list before actually having to make the decision. You don't really have time.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
No, great, no, there's fucking ghosts in the house.
I just want to point out it looks like she was the one saying it. Because
Yeah.
her mouth is open.
It was strange that I'd happened to remember what my grandfather said to me when I was little, but it did sort of make sense. I mean, I only did just have a flashback about him.
They weren't in the exact same situation that I was before, but I did want to help them out. And I think it would ease my conscience and also make me feel a bit happy to give them help. As weird as that sounded. Clenching my hands into fists, I strengthened my resolve to speak up. Well, you could...
What was that, lovely lady?
Okay, I changed my mind. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, please. That is,
Spit it out already.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're making this really hard to want to
both
help
of
you.
you out.
You could
You
stay
can
with
stay-
me.
You could stay here with me if you liked, and you could try and seduce me.
As soon as I finished my sentence, the room became still. I'm not sure what went through their heads from my words. The silence in the air cut like a knife until I finally spoke up once more. It seems like you all need a place to stay, and well, I just moved into a giant house, so it just kind of makes sense, you know? Totally don't have an ulterior motive, nope.
Remember to lock your doors at night.
Yep. It was still yeah, they need to lock their doors, but she does.
She does. I like when you question me on that.
Like, I just had this I just like it flips one, it does a total 180, and like she's stalking them through the halls. But every time she attacks one of them, she passes out. It was still quiet in the room. I decided to keep talking. If you would like to stay here, though, there are 2 things I need all of you to
Yes?
follow. First of all, you can't use your powers or deliberately do something that might harm me or any guest that comes here.
Well, say for your enemies, but you get the drift.
That sounds reasonable.
Second, you have to help me with any errand around the house. This place is kind of big, so
You're all
get
going
out
to
the
be
butler
my...
uniforms.
I was about to say that. Well, actually, no. Give them maid uniforms. It'll be funnier.
No, you got girlfriends. You got girlfriends. That's for
What?
them when they come over.
Only for them.
No. Guys, your uniforms are upstairs. They consist of a pair of pants, a bow tie. Anything else you need to know?
Hot pants. No. Hot pants.
Hot pants and a bow tie. Anything else? Nope.
What's hot pants?
I don't know. You said it.
Those really tight shorts.
I don't know what hot pants are.
Look them up.
No. I'm not having that in my internet search history.
Do it.
Second, you do it. Second, you have to help me with any
That
errands.
was a
Already read
generous
that.
offer, miss. Are you sure that would be okay? We don't wish to burden you any more than we already have.
It's alright, really. I mean, I just started living here myself, so I would appreciate some help around the
A
house.
wonderful idea. We'll live here and train while helping you with the house. Servants for the lovely princess.
Shh.
What? Are you serious?
Shut up.
Shh, be quiet, Sam. I haven't slept in a bed for days.
Oh, that's hot pants. Thank you. Now I don't have to have that in my search history. Have you ever seen 10 Cats Does Countdown? It's amazing. Well, it's literally just a countdown format, but they're hilarious. And they have a bunch of guys wearing nothing but pants and bow ties who are super hot, and they are the stage hands who have to bring out all the props and stuff.
Because we're going to be taking a break soon. Can we watch that?
Yeah, sure. They all seem to like the idea except for Sam. And hey, I didn't really hate the idea either, even if they were incubi. I could always use with more boy toys.
That's alright, everyone but Sam can stay. Sam, you get out.
Sam, clean the basement.
Yes.
But that will take years, I know.
And that's your bedroom.
It would be interesting to have 5 guys help me with taking care of the house, given that they would follow the rules that I just laid down.
Fine, but we're not staying here forever. Only until we can beat up that group of punks.
I think that is a reasonable time limit for our stay.
Yes, this is awesome.
Also beautiful. If you need a bedfellow.
No.
No. If I was gonna take that offer, it would not be from you or Sam.
It would probably be from Damien.
Yeah, because he wouldn't talk.
Yeah. He'd probably be the nicest.
Yeah, he understands to leave the room when we're done. You know, you're just sitting out there with a cigarette. It's like, I don't even smoke.
Matthew's too pure for this world, and I don't know about James.
James is probably freaky. James is probably really freaky in the bedroom.
Okay, so definitely not James.
Eric, knock it off.
I was happy that they agreed. Maybe it was because I wasn't going to be lonely for a while. Maybe it was because they all needed help, and my want to help people was fulfilled. I would never be
So
sure.
what are we waiting for? Let's celebrate and dig in.
Finally, I'm starving.
Instantly, Matthew and Sam began to stuff themselves with the food on the table. I noticed James' eye twitch in irritation, so I stifled my incoming laugh.
Really, you two? You're both acting like pigs.
Oh, let them have a little freedom, James. It's not like we've eaten recently either. I'm sure they've been starving.
Still, that's no excuse for stuffing their faces like backyard swine.
Almost couldn't hold it in.
Okay, I just remembered who I thought James looked like.
Okay.
He looks like a way hotter, slightly older Harry Potter. You see it now, don't you? Especially the blazer.
Which specific movie?
Like the 6th one. When
Haven't seen it.
when he's just wearing the blazer.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah. It's just
Honestly, have not seen it.
Dan, I don't know if you've seen him, but like the actor who plays him got
Then you're
really, really fucking attractive as he got into adulthood. They all did. Ron became a model. The actor who played Ron. He's like crazy hot. It's weird.
You don't know how to feel because you grew up with him.
Yeah, like you always thought of him as like the weird ginger kid who no one likes, and then suddenly he's like.
Okay.
That's a visual that just does not work on microphone, but like I'll put an image or something in. I almost couldn't hold it in.
Oh,
Okay, hold on. I need a bit of context.
Save.
No excuse for stuffing their faces like...
I almost couldn't in. All right. So it's
Go back and
laughter.
save. Go back and save.
All right. Okay.
Because I want to test out something first. We'll just go over the first one. So go to the next one. So then I want to find out what that is.
I looked back at Damien, who had been silent the whole time. He was leaning against the far wall, moving his lips almost silently to the empty space beside him. Out of curiosity, I looked the same way, though I found nothing there.
It's nothing.
Huh? I looked back to see Damien looking at me with his normal, blank face. I couldn't help but stare back, feeling the faint red tint of embarrassment spreading across my face. As I stared, Damien gave a small smile and closed his eyes, returning to his thoughts. Do you want to go back to what the others were?
Yeah, I want to do the laughter one.
It's...
But I did.
Oh, you actually can't undo your choices.
Really?
Eric.
You have to load up the save.
That
The choices are saved, even if you rewind
that
past them.
kind of sucks.
It's weird, yeah. I guess they wanted you to be more committed to your choices.
When I look in your eyes again, I get trapped within you again. How come I